Find out how to equip Trude from my arena video.
7K Dreamer Plays.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be looking at Trude finally. I will be talking about her passive because she has something new called skill nullification. So what is skill nullification? Basically it nullifies the target skill when activated, and it doesn't apply skill damage or skill effects such as HU buff, buff duration decrease, and debuffs. She's also not affected by the effect that actually decreases her weakening gauge as well, okay? Skill nullification doesn't apply to basic attack or secondary damage such as marker, which means she can still be dealt with Yeonhee's third attack proc, peripheral damage basically. And basically, you need to get rid of her skill nullification first. How do you get rid of it? Is basically by casting 3 skills on her, and once those 3 times have run out, she will then be subjected to whatever immunity that she has. So if you've given her the Guardian Ring, then she will have 7 Void Shields ready for you to remove. And for her skill set is pretty strong. Critical hit, exploit vulnerability, and also blocks the target from recovering HP for 2 turns. Okay, 2 turns. This is not like Li Bai's 2 times, so it's much more OP. And she also has priority effect. I think she's the first hero with 2 priority effect on both her skills, okay? So for this one, let's have some fun. She actually cures her own debuff, and it also launches a chain attack. So this basically means that she is not subjected to isolation at all for this skill, and it also does a lot of damage because it destroys defense. For weakened skill, it does a lot of damage as well, and it also penetrates. And penetrates already, we know that it ignores immunity and nullification, okay? So the point of this video is actually to compare 2 types of Trudes. The first is the speed Trude, the very happy speed Trude, okay, who is going to speak English in my video, and the sexy and lethal Trude, who is going to appear in the second half of the video, and she's going to speak Korean. So be sure to catch that. Both are very different, okay, how they work and how I equip them. So if you see the speed Trude, I actually give her speed and HP, but the lethal Trude I actually gave counter and lethal. I think the later half will definitely show you some things. So let's check it out. So this is my first team. Standard team just taking out Miho, and Dellons is still the defense leader. Okay, and with Kirail, I think her passive is still bugged. That's why people are using her, because it actually reduces enemies counter. So you see that my Dellons is going first. This means that the lethal is working pretty well. Okay, and Dellons is going to continue putting in a lot of work for this match as well, so do stay tuned for that. I'm hoping my Trude was skill. So Trude is going to use her defense destruction and chain attack here, and she manages to kill the enemy Kirail, I think. The chain attack goes through for the second time. Unfortunately, it doesn't do any debuff reduction, so she can't hit through the damage reduction on the enemy Dellons, unfortunately. And I think the Yeonhee still has evasion. So in the meta now, there are a lot of effects that you have to reduce before you can even do damage, be it by skills or buff reduction. All these you have to take into account when you're setting up your team. Make sure your heroes can actually efficiently remove all these effects so that you can do damage. And thank goodness my Dellons actually transformed second, so he actually cast the isolation on the enemy Dellons. This Yeonhee definitely has some debuff cast rate increase. Managed to even paralyze my Rin. So the damage absorption on my enemy Dellons is still not down yet. I really need to get it off. And ouch. Trude is pretty tanky herself. Okay, even without her skill absorption. So she's putting a lot of work here, trying to get rid of the enemy Dellons because he's so tanky and she wants to fight him. The effect attack is very strong, and she does 2 effect attacks in a row, which I'm super grateful for because it does a lot of damage. It actually hits all the enemies, so that's why later on you will see how the counter for Trude will work. Again, because Dellons is my lethal hero, he is gonna skill first, which is great. So there's a lot of reliance on Dellons moving, right? I think everyone is familiar with that.
Behave. Everything will become peaceful forever.
Unfortunately, my Dellons gets electrified. So my only way to get out of that is for Rin to cast Cleansing with our Awaken skill. Remember that Trude actually doesn't cleanse your heroes. Okay, she only cleanses herself. Okay, and Dellons is down, so that's bad. So now my reliance is purely on Trude and Yeonhee and Rin. I hope Trude is gonna be the MVP. She still has her 7 Void Shields.
Annoying.
Okay, maybe Rin is the MVP. I would think that Trude and Miho could be very deadly actually. Have yet to try it, but I would love to see that.
Annoying.
My people.
So now it's Trude showtime from both sides. Trude, as I said, Trude is pretty tanky herself. She takes about 15% of the maximum damage.
Hi there. Hi
It's very close now, but I've gotten back my 3 skill nullification, so I think I'm in a better position, and yes. This is the 3rd match, and it's quite interesting because it's actually facing a tank team. So as you know, Trude actually gives reflect immunity, so the Nerja is not going to do anything to me here. And I think tank teams really just got wrecked because of the reflect immunity, as well as, you know, Trude being really such a force to be reckoned with. Her defense, destruction, and all her crit and penetration and whatnot, she will do a lot of damage.
Such a strange place.
I'm really interested for the future meta because I'm sure there are gonna be heroes that are gonna increase the chance to boost effect attack rate. Okay, and I'm really hoping that when that comes in, there's gonna be a lot of synergy in between the Mythical Awakened heroes, and I think at that point of time it is gonna be game changing.
Annoying.
You were a great sport. Hi there. Hi there.
So Trude, again, her Awaken skill does a lot of damage.
Fearless. Annoying.
I will break the boundary of the abyss and become.
Thank goodness. Even though I know Rudy's not gonna do any damage to me, but you know, having isolation is always good.
Reveal your true form.
Rin is crazy. Rin is really sick. And she's been in the meta for like 8 months. I mean, so final blow is gonna do the final blow right here.
Another victory.
Awesome. This is my lethal team, okay? Lethal Trude with Speed Dellons, same front line. We're gonna compare how that works. And my Trude here is gonna speak Korean now, okay? So Lethal Trude goes first. You see that there's actually a difference, and you will continue to see that. Unfortunately, sometimes Trude's skills are not very useful. The buff reduction one is useful, but she doesn't really use that. I mean, you can't rely on her to keep using that, right? She gets her Awaken skill up very quickly. However, I feel that it is not prioritized. Okay, other heroes like Rin's Awaken skill and Yeonhee's Awaken skill, they actually take precedence over Trude's. Slaying, just slaying. She slays so badly with her Awaken skill, and really is really just leaving remnants for my other team members to clear up. So Yeonhee's 3rd attack proc actually kills off Dellons and Miho on the enemy team. Now it kills off a limb. And in fact, at this point, my Trude is still moving, right? But you see that my Dellons hasn't really moved. And he's still living pretty well over here, which is pretty interesting. Unfortunately, he dies here and Yeonhee wins with a finger flick. So Trude with lethal can be pretty useful, but this is more towards a late game kind of setup, I feel. Kirill here, I won't say she is very important. Okay, she's really here for her passive, so if she dies, it's fine. Her passive is still bugged. So if she actually lands the stun, okay, like in this case on me, but if your hero lands the stun, then you're pretty much in a very good place. So let's see how well my Trude's Awaken skill is gonna do. Pretty okay. Not touching the enemy Trude yet. I still think Rain is one of the strongest heroes, and I'm so happy that she actually cleansed my Dellons here so that my Dellons can transform second, and this definitely puts me at a much greater advantage. So you see here that Trude actually didn't get isolated, and that's because of a skill nullification. So she also shields against all these extra effects that Dellons can cast on her, which is very good, but actually removes one shield off her. Unfortunately, she dies here. So I'm really left with my Yeonhee, and this was the most critical match, I feel. It was so exhilarating. I mean, it's a 1v4. That is super crazy. But my Yeonhee is hanging in there, and her third attack kills off the Dellons, and she is probably gonna kill all three. Yes! Yeonhee is crazy OP. Again, Lethal Trude goes first, which is great. Lethal is working fine. Usually I give my heroes 1 speed and 1 lethal. Okay, I don't really give them 2 lethals. Somehow I think 1 speed and 1 lethal works well. Always kind of makes them go. So the effect attacks from both Trudes actually cause the 5-man AoE boom. Okay, my Trude is already, yeah, and this match was pretty funny because my Trude used her skill and then the opponent's Trude used her skill. And then it was just 2 Trudes fighting each other, and I think this was literally what they call a Trude face-off. Just Trudes going at each other's throats. At this point, both our HPs are down to half, and both our Trudes have got 3 skill nullifications already. So now it's just really who is going to reduce more skill nullifications. And thank goodness, again, very lucky, I actually transformed second. I think this is the most crucial, one of the most crucial things in PvP now. As long as your Dellons transform second, you pretty much have a bigger advantage. Trude uses effect attack and kills off Dellons and Trude. So yes, that is why I said the counter Trude is actually viable. Unfortunately, at this point, Yeonhee is pretty rampant, so Trude's counter capabilities won't come out so often. And of course, when she counters, you will really want to hope that she actually triggers an effect attack. Otherwise, it will just be a basic attack and there will be no additional effect. Okay, so that's all I have for this video. I hope it shed light on how you can equip your Trude, and there are actually variations for you to equip your Trude. Okay, so you can go test both out and see what is better for you. If you want to focus on Dellons using his skill, which I think most people will still do, then just go ahead with the speed Trude. I think that's fine as well. Okay, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, do give it a like and do subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys very soon for another guide. See you!